Hey guys, this is an 8/7 video, something a little different for those who are interested. I have purchased um, something to commemorate my reading of the Bible cover to cover for I think the second or third time. And I've been reading the Bible since 2008. That's when I became a believer. Um, and it's just been a wonderful experience. Getting to know God, what God says, hidden history of the world, which is awesome. I'm very interested in that. And I just wanted to share with you guys, if you guys have been reading the Bible already, this is a great resource. Or maybe if you just want to study it a little more in depth and get a little more understanding from it. So that's kind of why I made this video, or I'm making this video. And what I have purchased is this John MacArthur Study Bible. It's called the MacArthur Study Bible by Crossway, and I'm just doing a quick review just to show you guys before you pay the money what it's all about, what it's like. And I bought mine from Christian Books or christianbook.com. I got a fairly good deal. MSRP is like 80 bucks or something, 74.99, and I got it personalized and shipped for about 49 bucks. So that's not bad at all. Found it online, and yeah, I'm kind of excited to show you guys. So this is an ESV, that's an English Standard Version. It's a recommended version that a lot of pastors use, a lot of people use nowadays, because it's in current English form. It's not in Old English or anything like the King James Version, the New King James, or I don't know about the New King James, but the Old King James Version, very difficult to understand for people, and because it's not in modern English. Let's see. So this is the English Standard Version. A lot of people really like this version because a lot of the ancient manuscripts, that they used to use to do the translation for the King James, supposedly the English Standard Version, and this is from stuff I've heard, I don't know if this is actually true, but from what I heard, the English Standard Version is actually translated using that manuscript and some other much older Eastern manuscripts that have been found, so that's pretty cool. My position on the Bible, just throwing it out there, is that understood completely correctly, understood in its original historical context and in its original writing, is perfect, and it doesn't contradict itself, and it's the inerrant Word of God, which means it doesn't have errors in its original writing, in its original context. Now, people have been translating this, especially nowadays, for a long time, and they have been doing it to convey different ideas and meanings, and some people have sadly even translated it to be current with cultural ideals, which is not correct. You shouldn't do that, simply because the Bible, the last verse says, anyone who changes the words of this book, and I can just show you right now, as a matter of fact, I got another little Bible here. Let's see. And it says, and I testify to everyone who hears the prophetic word of this book, if anyone adds to them, God will add to him the plagues that are written in this book. And if anyone takes away from the words of this prophetic book, God will take away his share of the tree of life and the holy city written in his book, or in this book. So, and that is a Holy Bible, the HCSB. I don't even know. Oh, it's the Holman Christian Standard Bible. So I got that as a gift. Kind of cool. So yeah, you shouldn't add or take away from the Bible simply because it tells you you shouldn't. And people complaining that the Bible's not accurate and not true because it's been manipulated so many times, that's why people probably think that, because people try to manipulate the Bible. Well, you shouldn't do that. Anyway, that's kind of my rant on that. But Anyway, I feel like ESV is a trusted version of the Bible. It's historically and contextually accurate. It's not only because you can't just literally translate everything, because you'd have versions like the it's some literal translation they have, and it's highly inaccurate, and it can lead to bad theology, bad ideas of what the Bible is trying to say and what it actually says, and then you get branches of Christianity that turn into cults, theological cults, like Jehovah's Witness and stuff like that. So it's really important to have the right version of the Bible, and you have to do your research. Don't listen to me. Anything I tell you, don't listen to me, and use me purely to base your decision on. Go and find out for yourself. And that's an important attribute that the Bible actually tells you to do. It says test everything. And so that's kind of just a little bit of background on the version, why I like the version. I wanted to get more in depth with my Bible study. I wanted to find out, like, there's insane people out there, insanely good people at studying the Bible that can pull stuff out of a little tiny verse and just give you historical context. The Old Testament is in Hebrew and the New Testament is written in Greek originally. They can pull out of things in the Greek, which is a very precise language, and they can pull stuff out of it and it just brings a whole new meaning to the verse, and it gives you more insight. It's pretty cool, and that's what John MacArthur has done in this Bible version. So that's why I kind of chose this. It's one of the newest study Bibles that have come along in our generation. And so it came in this box, and I've got it personalized right there. Just my initials, so I can hand it down to my children and all that, and my children's children, and they can, remember that there have been followers of God in their family for generations, just like I know that. I have a great grandpa times 7, great grandfather, I think that was 8 grades, Captain Sir William Witcher of the Pittsylvania County Militia that came here before America was America, when it was still a territory, and he fought in the War of Independence, 1776. And he won the independence, helped win the independence of this nation. And he was a man of God. He built a church after the war, 1 or 2 churches, and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of important to know your heritage and to pass down these ideas, to give people a sense of identity of who they truly are. So that's kind of why, I wanted to kind of engrave it, something that's really nice to pass down to my children, and something for me, to study. So I just wanted to, let you guys know that. Pretty cool, though. It's really nice, high quality. Of course, you always have the few pages in the front. You can write stuff. They're pretty thick. You can write, given to this, or given, to that, or you can do notes, presented to, by, on that day. I'm going to write my name in there and all that. Of course, you have marriages, births, adoptions. I'll probably write my children's births in there. Deaths, they can do that, or sadly I will, hopefully, but I don't have to do that. So it says John MacArthur Study Bible in English Standard Version. Actually, John MacArthur is a pastor over here in Sun Valley, California, which is only about 30 minutes away from my house. So maybe one day I might go and get this signed by him, just as kind of a nostalgic value. Not that he's any better than anybody else, but he has written this, and that'd be kind of cool. So anyway, table of contents. There's some forewords, giving him just, writing just a little bit about the Bible and stuff like that. Then he has Old Testament and then New Testament. Then he has Introduction to the Gospels. He has some stuff written down there. Charts and maps, that's always fun. And then he goes through on what page all the maps, charts are. A good Bible will have some you know, some maps in there. Even the other Bible that I had that I brought out, the HCSB, has maps in the back, I think. Yeah, some maps here of ancient Israel, maps of the route that Paul took on his missionary journey, and how the gospel spread throughout the world, which is pretty cool. So, oh, and you can actually, I'll measure it for you guys. It's going to be 9.5 inches by 7 inches. And then deep, it's going to be about 2 inches. So charts and maps. And you can just, boom, check those out. Has a lot of historical stuff that you wouldn't see in the Bible. And introduction to the Bible, and he's written some there. How we got the Bible, that's pretty cool. It's showing how the Bible is has been passed down from generation to generation. Let's see, what else does he have? Transmission. These are very important things to knowing the Bible is true. And you want to believe that the Bible is true, but it's kind of hard to believe sometimes when you're like, well, it's been written by people and it's passed down from generation to generation. I highly suggest that you look up Chuck Missler on how we know the Bible is true. It's a video, excellent information in there, and you will be surprised. If you're a Christian, please check that out. Well, I actually even have stuff on this channel you can check out by Chuck Missler. Go ahead and check those videos out, because if you want to really want to know if it's fully, you know, written by God, God has actually put codes in the Bible as a self-authenticating and error-correcting code that you can see in there, to see, so that it's basically God's security system saying, oh, well, this code couldn't have been put there by computers. They didn't have computers, and it would have taken millions of years to do these codes by hand. So, you know, that's really important. But anyway, here's preface, the translation of specialized terms. This gives you more background information. The Pentateuch, which is Pentam is 5. Pentateuch is the first 5 books of the Bible, which is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. All right, that's pretty cool. Introduction to the Pentateuch, and it gives you kind of some years, and then telling you what happened. Pretty cool. The harmony of the books. Yeah, so this is all kind of pre-stuff. Just prefacing stuff. Intro to Genesis. So it's just giving you interpretive challenge. And there's a lot of great stuff. Genesis is one of my favorite books. But okay, so anyway, so getting to the book of Genesis here, you have the Bible, which is the actual written Bible here, and then you have John MacArthur's notes. Boom! He just totally he writes a lot, but it took him about 2 years to do all the notes for this. There's 25,000 individual notes in this Bible, and he's written a lot. So it's the Bible on the top, and then his notes on the bottom. And see if I can see a little picture or something here. Okay, so here's a picture. It says Abraham's travels to Canaan, and it gives you like, here's Assyria, here's Ararat, Elam, Arabian Desert, Egypt. So it gives you a little map here on how he went, how he traveled to Egypt over the years. These pages are very delicate, by the way, a little bit more delicate than my other ESV. But yeah, so that's it. Let's see if I can find a really cool, and it's more than maps. Anyway, so I'm gonna actually try to go find something in Exodus, around Exodus 15 or something, where God commands them to build the Ark of the Covenant and all that. And it should have a picture in here of what it looks like. That's kind of cool. And I haven't started to actually use this yet. I wanted to do the video first, and then I'll probably go in and start highlighting and doing all the things that I want to do. But here you go. There's a picture right there. It says the plan of the tabernacle. Tabernacle was like the first temple, but it was mobile, and it says altar of burnt offering, bronze basin, the table of the bread of the presence, Ark of the Covenant behind the curtain there. So it's all this, it's cool stuff. So it gives you an insight. But yeah, so that's it. That's the basic idea of this Bible. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe below if you are inclined to. Also, I wanted to show you and just quickly talk about some other versions of the Bible. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one away. Comes in this box here, putting it back in the box. Oh, and here's the spine. Very, very nice. The MacArthur Study Bible, ESV, Crossway, and it says English Standard Version. So that's really nice. Very excited to start using that. So I got some other versions here. The HCSB. Got that as a gift. Here's an interesting version. It's called His Story. It's the Bible as one continuous story of God and His people. So it kind of goes chronologically, and written by Max Lucado, or written, the forward is written by Max Lucado, but the selections of the text are from the NIV, New International Version, which has been around since like the 90s or something, which is a decent version if you want to start reading the Bible. There we have a King James Version. I actually bought this when I went to Westminster Abbey in 2011 during the royal wedding. It was in May. It was May 11th when I was there, so just a few days after. And this is old school, very, very old school. It says, the King of Great Britain, France, and Ireland, defender of the faith. And it says the book of James right there. Oh, and and the mighty Prince James. The Most High and mighty Prince James, by the grace of God, King of Great Britain, France, and Ireland, defender of the faith. Translation. Okay. So, King James Version. He commissioned the translation, and this is a very, very good translation, by the way. Pura Scripta, I think, is the Pura Scripta or something like that, is the highly, highly esteemed manuscript that they used. Very, very good. And also, this is something you may not have seen. This is the New Strong's Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible. And this has 3 parts. Basically, this is for the in-depth word study. If you wanted, let's say Jehovah's Witness said, hey, well, there's the verse in the Bible where it says Jesus is the firstborn over all creation. That means he's the firstborn created one, and he's created, and anything's created isn't God. And that's kind of what their argument is. So what you can do, which is awesome and very necessary, and you need to know how to do this, is you can go ahead. There's 3 parts of this Bible. There's the first part where you look up the actual word. So the word would be firstborn. So you go down to F, and then firstling, and then keep going. And let's say first begotten. So it's on this side, first begotten, and you basically find the verse that you're talking about, and all the verses are listed here, and then kind of like a little summary of what the verse says. And then you find, and I've already actually been studying, so because I've had that, and it says 1 Corinthians 15:3, and then so it gives you a word number, and the word number is there's 1722 and 4413. So the first part of it is looking up the Strong's index number. So you find the index number. It would be, let's see, 4413. Then you go back. This is written in the New Testament because it says Corinthians. So you go all the way back to the end of the book. Oops, sorry about that. So you go to the end of the book, and you find, and here's the Hebrew. So Hebrew's first. That's Old Testament. The other one is New Testament. The New Testament is in Greek. Then you go down and you find 14 or 4432 or whatever it is, and you can actually look up here. So I've kind of already put a little mark there, and it says, and it tells you prototokos, and it gives you an English transliterated how to pronounce it, form 4413, and it gives you the actual definition. Firstborn usually as a noun, or it could be a figuratively firstborn. So figurative firstborn would mean someone that had preeminence over. So you can defend your faith with this. This is a great resource here. So definitely get one of these. That's how you use it. If you want any more videos on it, I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff out there. Go ahead and give that a shot if you're being challenged, especially with people who are challenged by Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, or people that view the Bible differently and interpret it very differently, very badly. Remember that just remember to get this, all right? Remember to get this, and and just know how to use it, and then you can really go in depth and show people, look, your interpretation isn't consistent with the best scholarship that's out there. You're not doing your homework. Do your homework, and then come back. So if you get those Jehovah's Witness or Mormon missionaries and stuff. And you can use the English, and you can use, because they only like to use the King James Version. You can use the King James Version to talk to them. And then look up the verse, then go over here, look up what's the verse, and what's the strong number, boom. You get to the bottom of it, and then you go ahead and just write it down and be like, hey, go ahead, study that. And hopefully that'll help them to understand, and it'll help you greatly to understand too. So that has been a long 20-minute video. Went over definitely what I was planning. But please give it a like. And I really encourage you to start reading the Bible. And if you do want to start reading the Bible, I have 2 suggestions. The first suggestion would be maybe something like this. There's another version called The Message. It's translated to convey idea or poetic idea to poetic idea, because there's a few ways to translate the Bible. There's literal to literal, idea to poetic idea, or poetic idea to poetic idea, and meaning to meaning, something like that. So there's a few ways to do it, and some people have taken great care to write some of these books. So go ahead and just give it a try. The book that I first used that really helped me was the New Believers Bible, written in the New Living Translation. New Living Translation is great for people who are brand new Christians, brand new people that want to study the Bible and want to actually know what it means, instead of reading something, like this, and then they're like, what meaneth this? Like they don't even know what's going on. And I did start with the King James, and like way before, and then I couldn't do it, so I stopped, and then I found a better translation. But anyway, highly suggest Greg Laurie's study Bible. It's a New Testament study Bible. You can just type in Greg Laurie Bible, and it'll come up. It'll either have like a yellow and white cover or a red cover with an arrow pointing up. So highly suggest that. Comes with some great notes, helps you understand, and honestly, I grew so much from that Bible, and I haven't had a study Bible since that one. So, all right, guys, I hope this helped. Please give it a like, thumbs up, and subscribe. Ask your questions below, any questions at all that you have about God, about anything, and I'll maybe even make a video to answer you. All right, so God bless. Have a good one.